This is the second part where you've got to drill at right angles to get this wire. This is the wire that's going to be going through his arm, and it's also going to be connected to the motor. And that's going to make his arm swing. So where this drill is coming down here, that's going to be for the wire, and this horizontal drill is going to be where the two magnet wires are going to go through. Now we've drilled through, and we've drilled through into his body as well. So he's gone so that his arm will move. That's the pivot that I'm talking about. And once we put the wire in, this will be driven from the back here. So the wire at the back is going to turn off the motor to make his arm swing up and down. There's another part that I've done. This plate is going to go down inside here, and the motor, toothbrush motor, is going to be glued onto that. And then I've made the wheel up as well, little wheel which is going to be the crank wheel. That's going to go onto the shaft there, and I'll glue that on. Okay, I've now put a piece of 10 thou Titsy Trains phosphor bronze wire through. Glue on there. So that wire is going to be working his arm. Now what we've got to do is inside here I've made up the motor. And the toothbrush motor now, it's got its base that's cut out. I've set it at a slight angle so that I can get right into the corner here, because this figure is going to have the wire coming through this end here. So there's the crank. I've used a Pico rail spike on there. I've got a little lathe that I made. I've machined up this nylon crank wheel. I've put a piece of printed circuit board on the top here. I've got a little tiny piece of brass tube there. Now that's going to sit out here. I'll solder a piece of brass shim onto it there, so it sits there vertically. And I'm going to have the crank rod running up and down inside that as a guide. So that's going to go up and down as the crank pin turns around, and then I'll bend this when it comes through the wall, so that that's going to work the arm going up and down. Pretty simple. This little toothbrush motor, I've just got it running on DC power at the moment. When I put on the decoder, I'll slow that down. You can see that that rod going up and down is going to be working the arm. This is how I've made the lead on his hand. There's the lead. The magnet wires come up to make a handle. I've used clear glue to cover the lead to make the glass lens. I'll use a piece of heat shrink tube shrunk down for the base, and a little piece of plastic for a lid to pop on the top of it there for the chimney lid on the top. Alright, we've got him on the lead tester, so we're testing the lead, so the lead's working there. Why I've cut that large cavity in the back is because the wires coming out the arm need to have some room to move. So we move the arm, you can see that the wires have got plenty of room in there to move, and we don't have the friction that's going to cause the arm to stop. The other thing which I've done is I've nipped out the back of his heel, because we're going to have to bring the wires straight back out and into the base of the caboose at the platform, so we don't see the wires. We don't want to see any of this. The other thing is I've got to cover that back now with a little bit of paper and some glue, and you won't see that hole in the back. And when he's facing back into the caboose anyhow, he can be facing in there, you won't see him. You won't see his back hole there, so they'll be covered up anyhow. Now I've drilled the two holes, one for the wire going out to his arm, and the other one just down here, which is for the wires coming out of his leg. As always, get in the habit of testing as you go. So I've just put him in, and I want to make sure that lamp works now that I've glued his feet onto the platform there. So yes, the lead's working there. You can see I've got the magnet wires running through from the base at the back of his leg are coming through, and the wire that's going to work his arm off the motor, well, we've got that, and there's a good bit of movement on that. I've got to tint the lead and that sort of thing there yet, so and put a resistor to it. That's probably a 10k or something like that. Anyhow, there's that part of it there, getting the brakeman on board